Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jag, and in today's class we're going to continue with our grade 9 content. We're going to move on to the next topic, alright? And this is finding an equation of a line given 2 points, okay? So with that, let's get started. We're going to try some of the examples in the textbook. So I'm going to put example here. So a line passes, I'm going to just read out the question first. A line passes through points 1 and 2. And 5, 10. Okay, and it says find the equation of the line. Okay, so both of these points are found on that same line, and again remember that the line is linear. Okay, so there will be 2 steps here. Okay, in the first step I have to actually find the slope of the line because I can see that it's not given to me. Okay, so I'm going to write out the formula for the slope of a line. Okay, so it's y2 minus y1, okay, over x2 minus x1. In one of my previous videos, we did cover basically how to calculate slope. So make sure you are actually reviewing that video first, and then you can come back and watch this one, okay? So I see that I have my 2 points here. I'm going to label my points. This is the first point, so I'm going to put x1, y1, okay? This is my second point, and it's point 2, so I'm just going to put x2, y2. Okay, so remember these are basically just coordinates on the Cartesian plane. The x coordinate has to come first and then the y coordinate comes after it. Okay, and the reason that I'm actually labeling each of these points is when we put it into the formula here, I want to make sure I'm getting the exact right answer for the slope. Okay, and there should be no mistakes associated with the signs. Again, if step 1 is wrong for the slope, then the step 2 will be wrong as well. Okay, make sure you are checking your answers. Alright, so let's plug this in. So this is y2, which is 10, okay, minus y1, which is 2, over x2, which is 5, okay, minus x1, which is 1, okay. So on the denominator side, we have 5 minus 1 here, okay. I'm going to just write out my slope at the bottom. So I'm doing 10 minus 2, which is 8. Okay, on the bottom is 5 minus 1, which is equal to 4. And again, sometimes students just leave their answer like this, okay? I can't do that. I have to make sure I am simplifying the slope, okay? Even if it's not a whole number. So in this case, I'm just doing 8 divided by 4, which is equal to 2 for my m value. Okay, even if it's a fraction and I'm able to reduce it, I should reduce it and then just leave it as the reduced fraction, okay, to use in the next step. Alright, so with that, let's go to step 2 here. Alright, so what you're doing in step 2 is I'm looking for the equation of the line. So I'm going to put y equals mx plus b. Okay, and this is similar to the last topic we went through where the slope was already given to us, okay? And 1 point was given on the line, okay? And the only difference here is that I have to calculate my slope. So what you're going to do here is I'm going to plug in my slope. So I got 2, so 2x plus b, okay, just like that. And now, because I have 2 points on this line, I'm just going to choose one of these points as the x and y. So let's just take the first point. I can see that it is a simple point, which is 1 and 2. So the value of y is 2. Okay, and the value for x is 1. So I'm going to do 2 times 1 plus b. Now note that whichever point you choose, I have to use the x and y coordinate of that specific point when I'm plugging it into my equation. Okay, so don't take like the x coordinate from one point and then I'm taking the y coordinate from the second point, and that's not going to work. You're going to get the wrong answer. Okay, so here I just chose the first point and I plugged it into the x and y, okay, of the equation. Alright, so it's going to be 2 times 1, which is 2, so 2 plus b, okay, just like that. And again, I'm always just solving for the y-intercept, okay, so I'm going to take this 2 to the other side. I'm going to subtract it, so it's 2 minus 2, and b is equal to 0. Okay, does everyone see how to do that? Alright, and again, I'm going to put it like as a therefore statement for my equation. And the equation again is a linear line. So it's y equals mx plus b. So again, let's actually box our answers, okay? So this is the value for m here, which is 2. So it's going to be 2x. and the b value is 0. Okay, so it's basically like you saying 2x plus 0. I don't need to write the 0. It is assumed that the y-intercept is 0 in this case. Alright, so this is going to be my final answer. And you notice that I am boxing my final answer. The teacher should be able to see it very clearly, okay? And again, make sure you're showing all your steps. Even if you get the wrong answer, all teachers are giving you part marks, okay? And that's the reason you should write down all the steps. Don't skip any of the steps, okay, at all. Alright, so with that, let's try one more example from the textbook here, okay? So I'm going to take this off. And in this example, you'll notice when we solve for the slope, okay, the slope is actually going to be a fraction, okay? And that's the reason we're going to do this example as well. So a line is passing through this point. It's -3 and -2, okay? And 6 and -8. Okay, and we're basically doing the same thing. It says find the equation of this line, okay? So I'm going to first just label, this is x1, y1, and x2, y2. Okay, and again, make sure you are actually labeling all the points until you get really good, okay, at solving the slope of the line. So there shouldn't be any mistakes at all, okay, especially in terms of the signs when you do the slopes. Okay, so let's write out the equation. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? And now I'm just going to plug in the values in my slope formula, okay? So this time, make sure you're looking at the negative signs. I'm going to write out this step in between, okay? So y2 is -8 and minus y1. And you notice y1 is -2, okay? But I'm not just writing -8 minus 2. It's -8 minus -2. And that's why I put it in brackets here, okay? Because that's going to make a difference. All right, and then x2 is 6 minus x1 here, which is -3. Okay, and so basically these negative values do actually become positive. Okay, so let's write it going across here. So it's going to be -8, okay, plus 2, which is -6. And this is going to be actually 6 plus 3, which is equal to 9. Okay, so this is my value for the slope. It's -6, okay, over 9. And I'm going to reduce that to -2 over 3. And this is actually my slope. Okay, so I'm going to box that. Alright, and you notice that I'm reducing all the fractions, okay, for the slope until the very end. Sometimes students don't do that, okay, and then they just move on to step 2. And even in their final answer for the equation, okay, they have fractions that have not been reduced, okay, so the teacher will take off a mark for something like that. So with that, let's go to step 2 here. Okay, so in step 2, I'm going to write out my y equals mx plus b. All right, the first thing I want to do is basically plug in my slope. So let's do that. It's -2 over 3x plus b. And again, we're always solving for the b value, okay, which is the y-intercept of the line. All right, so let's pick a point, okay? Again, it can be the first point or the second point. It really doesn't matter, okay? So I'm going to take the first point here, okay? The y value is -2. So it's going to be -2 equals -2 over 3 times the x value, which is -3 plus b. Is everyone with me so far? Okay, I'm making sure we go through this really slowly. The reason is because we have a fraction here. And again, don't use the decimal point, okay, for the slope or the b y-intercept here. Okay, I want to make sure everything is left as a fraction, all right? So here we're doing -2, okay, times -3, which is 6, all right, divided by 3, which is 2, okay, so I'll put equals, and I see that basically these values just cancel out here, okay? Or you could just do the 3 canceling out, and I'm left with +2, all right? So do it however you want, okay? Make sure you're only multiplying the numerator when you are simplifying this, okay, on the right side. So I'm going to take the 2 over to the other side, okay? So it's going to be -2 minus 2, okay? And the value for b is going to be equal to -4. Let's box it. All right, are there any questions there? Okay, and again, if you're not sure with the rules of the integers, I'm just going to put it into my calculator because I want to make sure that my answer is correct. Okay, so I don't know of any teachers who are not allowing you to use your calculator within this unit, so that should be okay. All right, at the end, don't just leave it like this. Okay, the question says what is the equation, okay, of the line, and so I have to put like kind of like a therefore statement here. So y equals my m value, negative 2 over 3x, okay, plus my b value, which is negative 4. Okay, so you notice again, I'm not putting negative 2 over 3x plus negative 4. Okay, there should only be one sign, and teachers can take off a mark for that. Okay, because even if it's positive and negative, okay, it's still going to result in a negative. Okay, so make sure you watch out for the value of b. So this is when the b value is negative. Just keep it as a negative answer here. Okay, so my final answer is y equals negative 2 over 3x minus 4. Alright, so that brings this video to an end. Today we covered basically the Math 9, finding an equation of a line given the 2 points. And I hope everyone found this video very helpful. And if you did, please make sure you're clicking on the like button below and subscribe to the channel so I can bring out more content associated with grade 9 math. So thank you for watching, and I will see everyone next time. Bye!